Abdul Jendigarak, and my research project is a comparative analysis of coastal avian species ecology along the Delap and Laura thoroughfares. The population of my research project focuses on avian species, specifically the Eurasian tree sparrow. This sparrow can be seen all over the capital city of the Republic of the Marshall Islands, Majuro. The Eurasian tree sparrow is not a native bird to the Marshalls, but has adapted to the hot climate of this secluded region in the Pacific. In addition, these sparrows are thought to have migrated from Southeast Asia and made their final stop in the Marshall Islands. Without further ado, I started counting these birds in my first location, which is NTA. Once I reached NTA, I started counting these Eurasian tree sparrows, and I was surprised to see so many of these birds. Just 25 meters south from the entrance of NTA, there are these containers that are stacked on each other, 3 to be specific. And it seems like these containers are the nesting grounds of these birds. These birds seem to be breeding their young over here. If you listen carefully, you will hear their young crying for food. The traffic seems to be not that heavy, so it doesn't really affect the birds. We are now arriving at our second location, which is the Assembly of God Church, which is just 100 meters away from our first location. In this area, we can see that these birds are playing around in this church courtyard. It seems like they're also looking for food, since there's a dumpster near the site. I spotted 14 of these Eurasian tree sparrows. And now that we have observed in this area, we are going to move on to our next one. We are now arriving at our third location, which is Ace 1 Stop. And Ace 1 Stop is just 100 meters away from the church. In this area, I only spotted 1 Eurasian tree sparrow. And here's why. There's a reason why this place is called Ace 1 Stop. It's a gas station. It's where you see a lot of cars stopping to fill up their gas. This is why I only spotted 1 Eurasian tree sparrow. And it wasn't even on the main road. It was in this small garden just north of ICC, about 10 meters away. Speaking of ICC, that is our fourth location. And in this area, there was a lot of these Eurasian tree sparrows. I spotted more than 70 of them. There could be more than that. But it's so surprising to me. Why are there so many in this area? But then in Ace 1 Stop, there's just 1 or 2 or maybe 3. Here's why. In this area, there's a lot of shops and stores. So my guess is these birds might be flocking here because they're picking scraps of food to survive. And also, this could be also a nesting ground, since there could be a nest planted on these electric poles. And as you can see, there's a lot of them on these electric cables. So it's just a guess, but it could be possible. We have now arrived at our 5th and final location, which is the Capitol building, and is exactly 500 meters away from NTA. This area is also filled with these Eurasian tree sparrows, and there's more of them here. I spotted 177 Eurasian tree sparrows at this area. And this area seems to be like a mating area, since there's countless birds going in pairs. You can hear weird bird sounds that it seems to depict that these birds are doing mating calls. But that's just a guess. Now we're going to move our research project to the countryside of Majuro, which is Laura. In this area, you can spot many of these Eurasian tree sparrows interacting with each other. Look at those birds. They're probably mating. That's my guess. You see all these trees? This is probably one of their many nesting grounds. This is just the first location, and I spotted 50 of these birds in this area. Now we're going to move to our second location, which is the baseball field in Laura. I spotted more than 80 of these birds in this location. And this is exciting because this location serves as a playground for them. It's where they come and interact with each other. It's where they come and communicate with each other. It's also probably where they come and, do mating calls. Because as you can see, there's trees in this area. So they're Eurasian tree sprouts. So I'm guessing this could be another part of their breeding grounds. And it's right along the main road. Which brings us to our third location, which is just 100 meters away from the ball field. And in this location, I like to call it the forest area. Why do I call it the forest area? Because there's trees to my left and there's trees to my right. And on these trees, there are a lot of these Eurasian tree sparrows. They're called tree sparrows for a reason. They stay in trees. So these trees are filled with these birds. And I didn't climb these trees, but I'm guessing, or I'm assuming, that these are also one of their breeding grounds or their nesting grounds. And there's probably eggs up there. I spotted 120 of these Eurasian tree sparrows on this area, but I'm not sure. There could be more. There's a lot of them. Anyways, we're moving on to our fourth location, which is the basketball court in Laura. Didn't spot many of these birds in this area. There's probably like 15 to 20 of them. And the reason why is because there's a lot of human activities in this area. There are people living in this area. So not many of these birds come to this area. This is not their special spot. But they still do come to, there's sometimes scraps of food left by these settlers here. So these birds are probably here just to, get food and just leave right away. We are now arriving at our last location. And here, none of these birds were spotted. As you can see in the clips, you don't really see any birds here. So yeah, there are 0 birds in this area. And I think the reason why is because there's a lot of houses here, there's a lot of people. And so, I don't know, there's probably 1 or 2 birds coming here, but not that many. I don't really see more than 10 birds in this location. To conclude this video, I am going to tell you my hypothesis for this whole research video. I've come to the conclusion that there are more of these birds along the main road in Laura than the main road in Delap. But why? Why are there more birds in Laura? There are 2 reasons why there's more of these tree sparrows in Laura than Delap thoroughfares. Number 1, there's more in Laura because Laura is filled with trees, and these birds, they love trees. Which brings us to our second reason. When there's more trees, there's more opportunity to build nests. That is all from me. My name is Ratu Skelly Gendririk, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Hope you learned something today. Goodbye. Adios.